Tiger families. Today we're going to be recognizing our TES Tiger students for their Kentucky State test results last year in the 2021 school year. We're going to begin by recognizing last year's third grade, this year's fourth grade for their reading and math results. With a distinguished in reading, Kevin Cade Allen. With a proficient in reading and a distinguished in math, Waylon Allgaier. With a distinguished in reading, Isabel Allgood. With a proficient in reading and a distinguished in math, Caleb Ashby. With a proficient in reading and math, Courtney Bickett. With a proficient in reading and math, Willow Blevins. With a proficient in reading and a distinguished in math, Ella Britton. With a proficient in reading, Madison Carroll. With a proficient in math, Carter Coleman. With a proficient in math, Mason Davenport. With a proficient in math, Cohen Dwyer. With a proficient in reading and math, Alexander Zubin. With a proficient in math and a distinguished in reading, Olivia Frankforther. With a proficient in reading, Macy Glenn. With proficient in reading and math, Kylene Hansen. With a proficient in reading, Annabelle Hayes. Proficient in reading and math, Levi Hayes. Proficient in math, Riley Holt. Proficient in math, Jack Lee. Proficient in reading and math, Abigail Limp. Proficient in reading and math, Alyssa McKee. Proficient in math, Xavier Mills. Distinguished in reading, proficient in math, Jaylee Moore. Proficient in math, Cadence Neal. Proficient in math, Raylan Nichter. Distinguished in reading and math, Amber Norman. Proficient in reading, Johanna Norton. With a proficient in math, Karia Potts. Proficient in reading, Alexander Ramirez. Proficient in reading and math, Jacob Rogers. Proficient in math, Blake Simon. Proficient in reading and math, Jackson Sloan. Distinguished in reading and math, Alexander Spear. Proficient in reading and math, Grant Stamper. Distinguished in reading, Caitlin Stivers. Distinguished in reading, proficient in math, Allie Tyler. Proficient in math, Natalie Venters. Proficient in reading and math, Leah Ware. Proficient in reading and math, Paisley Williams. And proficient in math, Kyan Wiseman. Let's have a big round of applause for last year's third graders for their efforts. Now let's recognize our current fifth graders for last year's fourth grade test scores. They tested in reading, math, and science. With a proficient in reading, Charles Waylon Armstrong. With a proficient in science, Preston Barker. Proficient in reading and science, distinguished in math, Declan Bird. Proficient in math, Kayleen Blowen. Proficient in reading, math, and science, Kylie Bogard. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Astrid Brown. Proficient in science, distinguished in math, David Buckley. Proficient in reading and science, Kylie Buckman. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Chloe Burris. Proficient in reading and science, distinguished in math, Carson Cambron. Proficient in reading, math, and science, Jace Canan. Proficient in reading and science, distinguished in math, Jackson Clark. Proficient in math, Zachary Compton. Proficient in reading and science, distinguished in math, Austin Coriel. Proficient in reading, math, and science, Riley Cranmer. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, Kylie Crouch. Proficient in Math, Deshaun Davis. Proficient in Reading, Distinguished in Math, Riley Drury. Proficient in Math, DJ Dunaway. Proficient in Reading and Math, Preston Flowers. Proficient in Reading, Sawyer Fowler. Proficient in Science, Distinguished in Reading and Math, Aiden Gibson. Proficient in Reading and Science, Lacey Goodlett. Proficient in Reading and Math, Noah Goodlett. Distinguished in Reading and Math, Grant Gray. Proficient in Reading, Math, and Science, Brennan Guzman. Proficient in Reading and Science, Distinguished in Math, Jocelyn Haskin. Proficient in Reading and Science, Autumn Hauber. Proficient in Math, Liam Holmes. Proficient in Reading and Math, Andrea Hopkins. Proficient in Math, Natalie Hughes. Proficient in Reading and Math, Emma Humphrey. Distinguished in Reading, Georgia Husband. Proficient in Math and Science, Distinguished in Reading, Elias Lanham. Proficient in Reading, Alexis McCauley. Proficient in Math, Richard Caden McKinney. Distinguished in Reading and Math, Mason McManaway. Proficient in Science, Distinguished in Reading and Math, William Morris. Distinguished in Math, Ethan Nethery. Proficient in Reading and Math, Grayson Paul. Proficient in Math and Science, Madison Pierce. Proficient in Science, Distinguished in Math, Madeline Rawlings. Proficient in Reading and Science, Distinguished in Math, Abigail Rawlings. Proficient in Math, Distinguished in Reading, Caitlin Rawlings. Proficient in Reading, Math, and Science, Xander Reichenbach. Proficient in Reading and Math, Elijah Sayer. Proficient in Science, Solomon Scally. Proficient in Reading, Distinguished in Math, Maya Schlafer. Proficient in Math and Science, Distinguished in Reading, Casey Schneitmiller. Proficient in Reading and Math, Ryan James Seabury. Proficient in Math, Greg Seitz. Proficient in Science, Distinguished in Math, Savannah Sheets. Distinguished in Reading and Math, Rodney Sidebottom. Proficient in Reading and Science, Distinguished in Math, Tyler Simpson. Proficient in Science, Distinguished in Reading and Math, Matthew Smith. Proficient in Reading, Distinguished in Science, Gianna Soriano. Proficient in Reading, Landon Sparks. Proficient in Reading, Marissa Stone. Proficient in Reading and Math, Alyssa Tate. Proficient in Reading, Distinguished in Math and Science, Christian Travis. Proficient in Math, Joel Turner. Proficient in Science, Distinguished in Reading and Math, Aiden Vaught. Proficient in Math, Everest Whitaker. Proficient in Math, Mila Wicki. Distinguished in Reading, Zacharias Wise. Proficient in Math, Ellie Zabinko. Let's have a big round of applause for this year's 5th graders based on their last year's 4th grade scores. Great job, guys. Now we're going to recognize this year's 6th grade students based off their 5th grade testing scores. They were tested in Reading and Math. Proficient in Reading, Distinguished in Math, Wyatt Allgaier. Distinguished in Reading and Math, Abigail Allgood. Distinguished in Math, Robert Antonelli. Proficient in Reading, Distinguished in Math, J.J. Arnold. Distinguished in Reading, Ashby Barrick. Proficient in Math, Evan Boston. Proficient in Reading and Math, Remy Briggs. Distinguished in Reading and Math, Emma Britton. Proficient in reading and math, Jaslyn Bruck. Proficient in math, Bailey Carroll. Proficient in reading, Mackenzie Chesser. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, James Cranmer. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, Braden Daffron. Proficient in math, Gabriel Drury. Proficient in math, Davin Fadiga. Distinguished in reading and math, Salem Gaba. Proficient in reading and math, Kaylee Grady. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Andrew Green. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Chase Greenwell. Proficient in reading and math, Lucy Hinkle. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, Trisha Hodges. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, James Hughes. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, Greg Hunt. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Olivia Lee. Proficient in reading and math, Grace Lyda. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Sophia Livers. Proficient in reading and math, Jaden Mattingly. Proficient in math, Serenity Middleton. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Devin Mingus. Distinguished in reading, Maya Moulton. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Wyatt Perkins. Proficient in reading, Avery Pooler. Proficient in reading, Lillian Pop. Proficient in reading, Sage Powers. Distinguished in reading, Claire Razor. Distinguished in math, Isabella Rusilowitz. Distinguished in reading and math, Addison Schindler. Distinguished in reading and math, Rodney Isaiah Smith. Proficient in math, Lucas Stewart. Proficient in reading, Charles Travis. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Maya True. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, John Turner. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, Sydney Vines. Proficient in math, distinguished in reading, Raylan Walker. Proficient in reading, Sydney Watson. Proficient in reading, Cameron Whitesides. Proficient in reading and math, Sarah Wilder. Proficient in reading, distinguished in math, Kaylee Wilson. Proficient in math, Xander Wyatt. Let's have one big round of applause for all of our TES Tigers and their hard work last year. Great job. Wish you the best in the coming year.